I'm looking all at DogChamp. I can't really see them losing this game.
Yeah, like the draft is just a lot easier to kind of get online for DogChamp. There's one more silver lining, I suppose, Mike. You know how Crimson Guard works? So Centaur, with his 4 strength gain, he's still a pretty damn good Crimson Guard carrier. There's that.
That's true. I guess. I'll give you that. Well done, John.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That's about it in the silver linings. Maybe. No. You know what it is? Hitch a ride with Metamorphosis Terrorblade. That's what we're going for.
Hey, if he picks that up, even if they lose, I'll be proud of him. I'll be like, yeah, he's done it.
We saw in the draft as well, right? They were talking. Ducho was really talking about this last pick. I want to imagine in my head canon is that he was saying, pick me Centaur, I'll build Hitch a Ride, we'll run around with the Terrorblade. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing.
We'll see if it happens, John. I mean, let's not get our hopes up. Never ever happens when we want it to. And the thing is, now that I've predicted DogChamp have the way better draft, they're probably going to end up losing as well. So SKG should be pretty happy I've said that, because every time I say something like that, it works out the opposite way. So we'll see what happens. I just, again, the Centaur Storm is what bothers me from SKG's draft, but we'll see what they do if they can pull it off. Like this team, sometimes in certain matchups they look amazing, other times they look very lackluster. So it's been very hit and miss right now for SKG, to say the least. So we are going to start off with the mid lane, of course. Lund going to be up against Red 2. The Void Spirit versus Storm matchup. I think while in terms of harassment, you might find the Storm has an advantage. The thing is, this Void Spirit, like in terms of CSing, it just feels like he's going to win no matter what.
Yeah, it's hard to stop him. He just has a pretty good barrier. Your right click isn't as good on the Storm. You really have to rely on pumping out remnants. And Lund's been a little bit conservative on the first wave. He should still be able to harass back, but Red 2 should just have a really fun time. Again, it's down to how aggressive you play as the Storm, how far you push this range advantage. Level 3 is your big spike there. But for the most part, the Void Spirit naturally doesn't get shoved out too hard. So I am keen to see. I think support rotations are a big aspect here, and that's where the Skyrat will shine. So if Moose can kind of leave that lane, head mid at some point, that's where things get scary. It's already scary up top with Jan Bora dropping that low.
Yeah, if there's one hero I feel like you hate playing against as an Undying, it's probably Skyrath. Because this hero just doesn't care about what you do. Like, you decay them, fine. He's just going to turn around with all his spells and fight back. And Yambura's kind of experiencing that right now. The beauty with Pos 4 Skyrath as well is you never have to stack with speed, right? So, like, it does feel like there should never be a time where Yambura has the opportunity to get a double decay off. And, Moose, here we go again. He's going to threaten the life of Yambura. Not going to really amount to much, but he's going to stop the small camp being pulled. The speed will take the creep with the speed aura. And yeah, I do think they've already done a pretty good job of making sure Yambura cannot get value out of the Undying during the laning stage. But on the brighter side, he is going to give Leonidas plenty of time by the looks of it. To just farm.
It's not going to be too much pressure onto the Terrorblade. There is still a timing to play here. I think level 3 for Doom, level 3 for Sky is when it can get scary, when that magic damage can get a little bit overwhelming. We'll see if they find that opportunity. So far, Leonidas not really shoved away. Yanbura doing his job, copying all the harass, and getting that space going. As we take a look down bot, Bloody 9 on the Lich, DNM on his Morphling, which he loves to play, up against Ducho on the Centaur, 9 on that Techies. This is an aggressive lane. It's not quite lining up for aggression yet, but it does feel like once you have the Vanguard up on Ducho, this lane should be pretty steady. Like the kill threat onto the Centaur just kind of disappears, just way too durable early on. And then you start running the risk of getting counterplayed on, right? Like if you overcommit onto the Centaur, if he does dive pretty deep and you don't respect that, Blast Off, Hoof Stomp comes in, Sticky Bomb comes in, and you just kind of melt. Although, once DNM hits level 3 with level 2 attribute shift, it shouldn't be too bad. And he is pretty much at that point. So it does feel like that early window for relatively easy kills onto the Morphling is kind of fading away, and that's really the only rough part for DogChamp to have to worry about. Just that ride into level 3 for Morphling.
Mid lane, a bit of a fight breaking out here between Red 2 and Lund. Both getting quite low. Lund, I don't know if he can keep fighting here with the Resonant Pulse Shield, but looks like he will back his way out. Close to fair in the mid lane, I'd argue, as bottom lane. Bit of a dive here, Bloody Nine. Going very, very far in. Nine getting extremely low on the techies now, but has already used all his spells. We'll still have a sticky bomb to throw out, as mid lane Red 2 does find a kill onto Lund first blood, but they are going to be able to find Bloody Nine down bottom lane. Thing is, though, like, you would have loved to pick up the first blood down in that bot lane on the side of SKG. Sadly for them, though, Red 2 is able to pick it up first by himself on the Void Spirit.
Again, maybe just down to Lund getting a little bit too aggressive in trading up against the Void Spirit. That's now a pretty big level advantage for Red 2. Level 5 now, going to hit that level 6 a bit faster, which means you're not going to be seeing Storm try to make any outplays here onto Red 2. And even get the bottle top up from Bloody Nine as he does respawn. So Water Ruin, full top up, another full bottle charge ready to go. He can still keep trading up against that Storm. You don't even need the Sky Rat to rotate in. Like that is a worrying sign for Sand King Gómez. Right? We talk about this draft. It has to have momentum with a Storm to meet up with the triple rotations from Sky, Lich, and Void Spirit. And this kind of slower start it really makes it tough for you to snowball off the back of that.
This mid matchup's kind of stupid. Like, you look at the right click damage right now. Lund's hitting for 64 plus 9. Red's hitting for 90 plus 3. They're one level apart, not even anymore. They're the same level, but Red's got like 20 more damage at minimum. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, universal type. You know, you just run down. Honestly, like it's kind of crazy what universal type does. I feel like that's something everyone should realize at this point. This type, it's something you should enjoy while it lasts. Because, well, to be fair, we're never sure what kind of balance comes in, but I'm pretty sure this kind of dominance is not supposed to last. You never know.
Next up, you never know.
Yeah, 0.8.
They could buff it.
Yeah, go up to 0.8. That's it. Just give us more damage.
Every hero starts with a double bracer now. If you're universal,
yeah,
why not?
Double bracer or bracer rate band. It's either or.
Yeah,
and it's like, how do you stop it?
Leonidas, there's three heroes up here from DogChamp. Moving on to Leonidas, he's actually a very tanky target though. Not ending up to drop. It's Bloody Nine now being chased down. Will cop the blast off and should be down. Nine will pick up that kill. But Leonidas just not going down, just tanking through all the damage. He's been basically completely free farming this whole time on the TB, and I mean, it's paying off. He's not dying.
Yeah, he's got the power treads, just a little bit more strength, triple branches along with a wand as well. I do like that we see the 9 duels, although
Lund is still trying to go after moves here, but that may cost him his life. Oh, I don't know why Lund, he got very greedy there, John. Very, very greedy. And he ends up paying for it quite heavily.
You're finding these kills in the side lanes for SKG, but the mid deaths are just ramping up. This is not what you want to see, especially in this matchup against Void Spirit. Like Red 2 is just going to hit all his stat item timings. He's going to be able to run down. Bloody Nine trying for a little bit of a Wisdom Rune Seal, but doesn't find it. 9?
9. Doesn't get it either. Speed is able to outclick him on the Doom, so able to take the Wisdom Rune for himself, even taking the life of 9. So happy days for the Doom, who was struggling quite a bit in the top lane, just not having the most amazing Doom game so far. Almost level 6 now, but so is Leonidas on the TB, to be fair. I suppose the good news is DNM has been also free farming very easily on the Morphling, and it does go back to the Centaur offlane. Like, you were never gonna shut down this Morphling. That was kind of the thing. Like, the Morph was gonna be unaffected.
Yeah, like you had to play with your level 2. I think that was the key timing for SKG in that lane before the level 2 attribute shift, before you get value points in your waveform up and running. You can kind of bully the Morph, but we didn't see them line up. You know, it's a little bit harder for the center to go up there without the boots. So you're just allowed to kind of run away now with DNM. Every lane is lining up. They try to get aggressive on moves, but
a big zip in. They are going to find moves in the end. Red 2, though, still going after Yambura, but this is not going to be the easiest kill, especially when you do miss that Aether Remnant. Yambura as the Undying probably would have tanked through most of the damage anyway. Highly doubt he would have ended up dying there. Red 2 still at the top of the net worth board as well here on the Void Spirit, so obviously does not want to die right now. If he can avoid it, just keep that net worth snowballing. SKG, the ones that need to try and keep up here with the side of DogChamp, and things are still looking very well. Like, I keep looking back to DNM, who's basically max Agimorph right now, and there's just no threat. And as I say that, Nine's going to jump in. No strength morph that in time. Can he survive? He can. Like, even with the max Agimorph that he had on just then, he just did not die.
It's just not enough magical damage coming out from the side of SKG. It does feel like they need to drag a little bit more as
Yambura goes down, top lane. Leonidas also caught out by the Doom. He's just going to 4 to speed. And, well, DogChamp, they are really starting to take off now. 5-3, but a 3k net worth advantage. They find the big kill, which was Leonidas, and SKG, they're already on the back foot. And with the draft like this, it's pretty hard to keep up if you do fall behind.
Yeah, you're not going to have a hero that can just kind of play without items. Like, you're going to need some farm on Lund. You're going to need at least the Blink coming out in Ducho. So you're going to have to take more time to farm up. And I like what the side of DogChamp is doing. Like, look at these wards. This top ward near the outpost.
I mean, I'm looking at mid lane right now, John. It's Lund walked right into them, got Ancient Sealed and died, as Red 2 is just going absolutely ham here in the mid lane, chasing down 9. They'll pop the Tombstone down, but Red 2 could not give a crap. They'll take that out easily. Moves will pick up the Tombstone Gold, and this Void Spirit is already out of control. 5-0-0 now. Red 2 should be able to find an Invis Rune to boot. Almost has the full Echo Saber up. They've got literally no way of controlling him this game. He's just going to be able to do whatever he wants, it feels like. And here we are. Ducho trying to push. Leonidas there as well. They'll deal with the Centaur first. And now the chase is on for the TB. They probably won't have enough for that, but instead they'll try on to 9 as Lund's going to show up. He'll go after speed here on the Doom. Red 2 in the meantime still moving forward, trying to find another target. Will not dive the tier 1 tower. I mean, if they had jumped the TB initially, they might have had a chance taking him out. Nevertheless, though, they get the offlane Centaur. That's going to be enough for them.
8-3, 5k lead up for DogChamp. This timing for Ducho, it's all hinging on this Blink, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to just come in with that hoof stomp. Again, where's the damage output coming from? Your Storm isn't dishing out nearly enough. Your Techies under-leveled to kind of play with that aggression. So the tools you need to find these pickoffs, it's just not lining up. Like, we've seen issues with jumping DNM. That doesn't get any simpler. It does feel like you're going to need to have Lund get ready, but
oh, he does get the Stampede. So Moose should be in danger, though Lund is still trying to fight. He's okay. Blastoff is out onto Red 2. I'm not sure about that one from 9. 9 is down. Well, Lund, he was very lucky to survive that. Red 2 was not in range to go for the step in. Yambura, in the meantime, getting caught out. They won't jump the triangle for it. But they are not making this Storm's life easy, I'll tell you. Lund is copping so many Ancient Seals here from Moose. I mean, Moose is literally just maxing Ancient Seal. Just because he knows how much utility it's providing to his team this game.
it just makes it so much easier to find these kills. This could be one.
Yambura, yeah. They'll miss out on Leonidas for now, though I say that. Leonidas will reveal himself, but they will not dive the tower. Play it safe. Take the easier kill. I mean, Red 2 is now 8-0-0 on the Void Spirit. Like, this is kind of a ridiculous scoreline, 12.5 minutes in, but he's having the freest game of his life. And really, there's just no slowing him down at the moment.
You just don't have that control. No hard lockdown coming out from SKG. Until you can kind of confidently zip Vortex, that's probably your hardest control. Maybe just blast off from the fog, but the follow-through isn't there until you get that blink up on Dutra. So just lacking these timings in SKG to fight back. And DogChamp just taking advantage in a big way. Like, you also have speed, full Octarine up. more Devours for him to have, lower cooldown Doom, more aggression to come out from this hero. Pretty sure Speed's been enjoying this patch again. There are a lot of interesting builds on the offlane. Just a lot more you can get out. As Sand King Gómez, they've got the blink on Ducho. So they've got some jump. It doesn't feel like it's enough here, Mike. It still doesn't feel like enough. Bloody 9 though?
Oh, they're gonna find a lich. No. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just demoralizing. That's an 800 HP lich.
Yeah.
That's an 800 HP. I know he had the frost shield. It's a level 1 frost shield. 800 HP, he just TPs out like that. I mean, that's just sickening.
Yeah, again, on your supports, you only have the Techies blast off. No cores with stuns nearby. Lund down mid, Ducho up top, so you don't have that opportunity to get some follow-through control. And it's not the biggest kill to lose out on, but it's still demoralizing for sure. It's not a happy feeling for Sand King Gómez. They will smoke up. I'm not sure if they were spotted on the edge of that ward.
DogChamp. I mean, they've smoked up as well. There was no vision to scout them out within the smoke, that's for sure. As Leonidas is currently being stared down here mid lane, they're going to make the jump in, but he does have the Stampede to get away. The Chain Frost, though, is still bouncing towards him. He'll barely survive. Just barely, as now SKG looking to turn this one around. They will find moves. Bloody 9 in the meantime. He is going to survive just barely. As Red 2 is thinking about jumping back in. Does have the shield rune ready to go if he wants to go for that jump in, but decides better of it. They miss out on the initial kill that they wanted, which was Leonidas. Sadly, you didn't see the damn Mystic Flare being committed, John. Had they committed that Mystic Flare immediately, I think it would have been enough damage to finish off the TB, because they got very lucky with the Chain Frost bounces as well.
Yeah, that was pretty funny to watch. When the Pachinko machine lines up for your role, then it's pretty happy for you.
Well, Red 2's going to find Lund. Lund just getting caught in the mid lane somehow is going to die. This is why you don't pick Storm into Skywrath Doom. I mean, all we've been seeing is Ancient Seal so far. Speed hasn't even gotten involved yet, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's only one target you need to worry about right now, and that's Moose. But he's doing a great job. He's a worrisome target.
Yeah, it's not an easy game for the Storm for sure. Like, I don't know how you relieve this pressure as well for Storm. Like, what Lund can even realistically do to mitigate that. Maybe Russia BKB after the Witchblade up. It's not the best feeling in the world for a Storm to have to go for that debuff immunity, but it feels necessary for you to just have a game. And again, how much of a game you'll have is, it's not looking like you'll have that much when you're 10k behind at 16 and a half minutes in. DogChamp just doing a great job of just suppressing. Yeah, they're basically playing 4v5 for the most part with Speed just farming. He does have his blink up on the Doom, and he does have the War Stomp, so he's cosplaying as a Centaur right now, Mike. Let's see which is the better Centaur, the Doom or an actual Centaur?
I think I kind of already know the answer to that one, Jonathan. It's not the actual Centaur, let me tell you. It's this hero just feels like... It feels bad, John. I mean, apart from having a good spell, which is Stampede, everything else just feels bad. So,
I thought you were going to say a good spell like Hitch a Ride.
I mean, if we ever get to see it, I don't even know what that spell does anymore, John. Ducho, jump in, Red 2. This is a Centaur, by the way. Bye-bye.
Yikes.
I mean, one Astral Step that barely connected took out so much of his HP, and then the Mystic Flare just absolutely destroyed him. Like, look at that. The damage by the heroes, Void Spirit still does more. Even though there was a Mystic Flare there.
I mean, you have 3 armor. You know, under that tower, it's like, you just don't have that much agi gain. You don't have that much armor, so your EHP isn't that high, despite having a lot of strength. The Vanguard can only do so much as well. You just melt the physical output. At the least right now for Sand King Gómez. Again, you're getting space out for Leonidas, but even that's not enough to get him farm parity with these other cores.
Lund. Get out of there, sir. It's the thing, like, he takes over half his HP away with one combo, and it's if you had the Skywrath right behind you or anyone else for that matter, that was a dead storm.
Would have been. Still, you know, you scare Lund away and make him feel uncomfy, and you go into the Roshan now for DogChamp. No contestation coming out from Sand King Gómez. No vision in this area either. Not like they have to reach on the map to really go out there and try to apply some vision down. It's a secondary life coming out for DogChamp. And we've seen DNM just left alone for a long time, is working towards the Ags. But he's got some pretty fun options. When you have the Ags stealing away a lot of the Agi attack speed from Leonidas, not the comfiest time for the Terrorblade. It's not going to be a great feeling. DNM's just going to be a better Terrorblade. It's no two ways about it. Even without the Scotty up yet on DNM, I don't think that's a concern. You're just able to match up anyway. With this Ags pickup that's going to come out soon, as Roshan does fall, DNM does pick up the Aegis. And now DogChamp can really just apply that pressure. Although it does look like Speed's just going back to farm. Maybe looking for a solo jump.
Oh, he'll get his BKB first before he joins the team, I think, here. SKG should be pretty happy with the fact that they have this time to keep farming, because they are very far behind right now. Like, yes, you have the Scotty timing coming up on Leonidas, but you know, it's late. Like, you look at the net worth, he's in 4th place right now as the TB. That's not a very good place to be. DNM gonna go for the Ags very, very soon. We'll have it up in about 1.4k gold. And once the Ags is up, like, there's just too much stats being given back the way of the Morphling, especially against the TB, as they're going to find Lund. Lund will see them first. He'll try to jump moves, but there's your curse coming out immediately. Still, they are going to find at least the Skywrath. As Ducho, that's a great initiation. He'll get a double hoof slump off. In the meantime, Speed, he found Leonidas on the backside. Red is still going on Lund as well. Lund is in huge trouble. Still trying to fight Red, but no, he's going to go down. And Leonidas is still dropping to the doom, as he will die to boot. Meanwhile, they will also find Yambura. The only survivor is going to be Ducho on the Centaur. It's just, I don't know, man. It's too much. There's just too many 1v1s going on in the team fight that just aren't working in the favor of SKG.
Yeah, it's not panning out. Like, they break the smoke, sure, but you still get this jump in on your Storm. You take away most of his HP before he can really get control. Oh, Red. Even styling on them with the Manta dodge. It's completely avoiding the hoof stop there of Ducho. SKG. Yeah. It's sending a message. I mean, DogChamp are playing confidently. Speed finally shows up to a fight without the BKB, and now he's going to have the BKB up and running as well. 14k lead for DogChamp as Sand King Gómez. It's a struggle. It's a struggle right now. Like, you have to get this BKB up in Lund. He still needs a lot more time and space to get that done. They'll at least find her Tormentor without too much trouble. They'll get a good shard on your techies. So you've got the Taser on allies, which can be a good way of trying to bail out, but doesn't fix your issues with the magical output right now on the side of DogChamp. And now that full Ags we were talking about in DNM is up and running. They're going to smoke around here, DogChamp.
But they are. Oh, not Lund.
No.
You can't frontline as the Storm like this. You just can't. Ducho, they know he's in there somewhere. Speed is not going to find him in time. So at least you get everyone else out for now. And I say that. Leonidas still needs to run, and will do so in time, but he's lost his Eye of Skadi now. That was his point booster on the courier going down. So that's gone for 2 minutes. And DogChamp, I mean, they're just in full control here, John. There's not really another way to put it. They can go after the bottom tier 2 tower once the creep wave gets there. And SKG, at least for game 1, they are not looking too pretty.
No. Again, it's just rough. Like, you managed to get this Terrorblade up with the Undying. It's like, all right, that lane's not too bad. Up against Doom, theoretically, you should be able to play a little bit more aggressive. They're not able to get that lane running off as fast as they'd want. And your mid lane matchup, again, it's not the worst for the Storm. It's not the best. Once they find Ducho.
Actually went for the 8th remnant first. Ends up missing, but... Well, even with the Stampede, Red just keeps up with him because he's got a haste rune. Ducho really has no way out. Like, he might be a little bit of a tanky boy, but not that tanky. Red still does a crazy amount of damage to him on the Void Spirit. Now 12-0-2, by the way, in terms of KDA here for the Void. So, a very, very good game again for Red 2. Just completely uncontested. DogChamp, they are taking their time. Like, this is one of those games where if it was Shopify or TSM, they would have already gone high ground. You know, but it's DogChamp, not quite at that level yet. They are taking it a bit more conservative, just respecting SKG. Ziambura, it's going to be able to 4-star for weight. The DogChamp still in complete control. Understand they just don't need to rush the game.
Just kind of wait out. They don't need to take these massive risks. For SKG, I mean, their high ground it's all right. It's not amazing. It's not too shabby either. Like, they can get some plays. If you can get this Scotty Manta up, feel all right, although just nice poking from Red too.
Never threw out the 8th remnant, so just didn't want to do it. Didn't want to actually...
Warning shots, Mike.
Yeah, I guess it is. So a bit of a drive-by there from Red 2. Moose will lose his courier at the very least, so there goes your Solar Crest. Lund, he'll even find another one now. Speed's courier going down, so they know the storms are around here somewhere as he will zip TP away. And he is going to make it out. Nice little bit of value out as they have caught the Morphling. DNM was by himself taking the T2 tower, but he's just so tanky. Just gets 4k HP within a matter of seconds. The Speed's going to jump in now with the Hoof Stomp and Doom being committed onto Ducho. They've got the concussive shot to slow him down. Ducho's still tanking through it. The Mystic Flare going to be thrown out, but it's not going to be enough. Ducho will be fine to walk away from this. And now with the Doom committed, I think DogChamp, they will just go for a reset. Just wait for their spells to be back up.
Yeah, no need to rush into that next fight. Just keep playing this farm game, keep building up. You're going to have the full Daedalus for Red 2 sooner rather than later, so even more output on your Void Spirit. DNM, he hasn't even been popping his Morph onto anyone. Just been holding on to that, so not seeing how crazy he can get without Ags. SKG will try to smoke up knowing Doom is down. See if they find an angle here.
Oh, if they could find Red 2 to start, it'd be pretty damn amazing. But he's going to simulate and jump right back in. Lund still going to try and go after Moose. Is going to find a Skywrath Mage to start, but Speed's going to jump in now with the BKB and DNM. He's morphed into Terrorblade, but they get a nice blast off DNM. Falling quite low, needs to get out of there. This is actually a pretty good team fight so far for SKG, but can they keep it going? DNM, he's the big target. He's trying to walk away from SKG, but the Skadi Slow's doing so much work. SKG finding a 3-for-1 trade. And that's probably the first team fight they've won all game.
Yeah, it's a big win. Maybe some small mistakes coming out here from DogChamp. DNM never using that Manta. Not managing to dodge out too much. He turns into Terrorblade, but I don't think he managed to get the Metamorphosis off. And SKG just overwhelmed. Like, they find that opening. They take away the Skywrath Mage really early on. And DogChamp kind of forcing these fights out without the Doom. It's just a awkward engagement when the Storm is allowed to go around, when the Centaur is allowed to, get that Hoof Stomp off, get a little bit more damage through. And this is all these fights are happening without the Crimson Guard, which again is one shining thing, one shining point for the Centaur with all his strength gain. That barrier is massive. Still, DogChamp are still in a net worth lead, a significant one, but Leonidas has recovered. He's overtaken DNM in gold off the back of that fight.
Oh, Leonidas. I mean, you speak of the devil. He's maybe going to get caught here as the silence is going to be out. Red 2 are going to jump immediately in, though. Leonidas are kind of just tanking the Mystic Flare with the illusions that he had, and now Moose is the one in danger. So suddenly they are not in control here, it feels like DogChamp. I mean, they kind of are, but they kind of aren't, right? Like, you're making these more, I don't want to say desperate plays, but they seem like very aggressive plays here, and they are not working out for DogChamp. Maybe they've gone a little bit too far.
Just feel like that. I think, again, forcing these fights without speed around, without that Doom ready is maybe a little bit too much. You need that additional control. You need this front line. Without the Doom, you don't really have anyone that can just stand there and cop the spells. So it has to be speed. He does have Doom ready. He's got his full Shivas up. So that next fight shouldn't pan out as the last fight did. Let's see if DogChamp finds an angle coming out here. Whether or not they'll want to fight. It could just default back to farming a bit. Maybe waiting for the next Roshan. 1.5 minutes on that respawn. And it should spawn around the bot area. The top area at the least for nighttime, but not too much time spent there. So wondering whether or not that's just the next timing for DogChamp. They're more than happy to play this farming game, but you have to be concerned about how much Sand King Gómez is getting out. Again, Leonidas, he's pretty much eclipsed every core but the Doom. So the Terrorblade has recovered really well. He has done a great job of working what map space he has, using his illusions to shove out these waves safely, getting that farm ramping up. All the other cores in Sand King Gómez, they're not up there, but this is the one hero that you really need to enable. And you know what? Leonidas is doing a fine job. We've seen him in this position before for some Sand King Gómez games where he is the only guy with farm, but he always delivers the goods. Where at the very least, it's always worth the investment whenever Leonidas manages to get this done.
Yeah, it's he's doing a good job, that's for sure. Just can he keep it up is the question. He's already gotten his team to a point now where it feels like they can actually make a pretty big comeback. DogChamp, they're the ones that need to be a little bit more cautious now, kind of messing up that last fight, and it's really cost them. Even though they are 13k ahead, a lot of that is purely based off the fact that you've got a Doom on your team who is top of the net worth board right now. They are going to look to try and force a fight here, DogChamp, but they are, again, hesitating. They'll run towards the Twin Gates. SKG hanging around the Roshan pit at the moment. BKB now available. The mines, going to give the information over to SKG. Roshan is now back in the right side corner of the pit. Jump in, Red 2 going in by himself, but he will get disarmed immediately. And Roshan, it's going to get started. Leonidas, he's going to just try and force a fight here. You saw how much trouble this Morphling had against the Skadi timing of Leonidas. Even with the Aghanim Scepter up, he just did not feel comfortable trying to fight back. We'll see if he does do so this time around, as Leonidas trying to bait them into jumping one of the illusions. Speed not falling for it. Not going to try and go for the Doom on an illusion. Does realize it is probably a trick. And now should definitely realize, considering they aren't doing too much damage to the creep wave. Now DNM starts Roshan. SKG, I mean, they do have some pretty good jump with the Centaur Storm. Even the techies could do a pretty good job of initiating here for his team. So keep up the vision with the sticky bombs. Meanwhile, smoke out, they'll see speed on the creep wave. They'd love to get rid of this Doom immediately. SKG doing the long wrap around here through the Radiant Jungle, trying to go through the Twin Gates perhaps, but Moose and Speed both sitting on the high ground of the Twin Gate, waiting for the right moment to pounce. In case SKG do wrap, and now Ducho will have his smoke broken. Moose will see them. He'll give the info over to his team. Roshan's getting too low though. SKG took too long. They'll go after Moose anyway. Speed's gonna pop the Doom. It'll be right onto the Terrorblade, but Speed CPing out. Meanwhile, Red 2 trying to go on to the Undying, but he's in the Tombstone now, so he's safe. Instead, DNM, he'll jump in onto Lun. A big blast off though from 9. DNM's been trapped up in the corner. He's got no way out of this. He's down.
Oh my god.
Who took the Aegis? It's Red 2. But Red 2's out of the fight. He took the Aegis and Cheese and just got out of the team fight.
Yeah, that's... I'm not sure that... I don't know how that falls flat for DogChamp. Like, you get the Doom off on Speed. Granted, you get the Doom off after Metamorphosis is up. So Leonidas doesn't really care too much. He's getting his damage output. He can still get control in these fights. That was just not the way it should have gone for DogChamp. Sand King Gómez are finding these openings now. They're able to coordinate well. Once the Stampede is up, you do lack hold as well on the side of DogChamp, if you're not chain stunning one hero down, and the focus is just a bit too split, it looks like they had different ideas. When Red 2 bails out and DNM goes in, it's scattered, it's not coordinated, and Sand King Gómez capitalized on that. They are still 10k behind, but that Roche fight is a massive swing back. That means your high ground's not going to be under threat. You're seeing how much this investment on Leonidas pays off. And for DogChamp, they have to be careful. If they keep bleeding out like this, they could lose this game 1.
I mean, they are losing right now, it feels like. Even with the 10k advantage, even with the Aegis up, it doesn't feel like they're in control of this game any longer. And, I mean, SKG, they're just getting Leonidas bigger and bigger. Like, this TB is a huge issue. We've seen the morph. DNM, he cannot deal with the TB. So even last time around, he wasn't even having to deal with the TB and he still ended up dying. Just so much control once they get that initial stun off. And here we go again. I've got to give props here to 9 because these proximity mines are just giving so much information to the side of SKG. Like, just the placement, the sound cue, just telling you exactly where they are every time. It does feel like DogChamp are now in a position where it's becoming impossible to get a surprise initiation off. That's what it's starting to feel like.
It's just the power of techies. Like, the prox mines just do too much work in kind of revealing these smoke plays coming out. You're also at the point where, you know, Moose doesn't do as much on the sky. Like, yeah, Ancient Seal felt great, but with BKBs up, it's not as amazing. You're not under threat from Sand King Gómez to just get controlled up anymore in the middle of these fights. And Moose can just turn into easy cannon fodder, pretty easily melted now by the heroes on SKG. So it's a lot tougher to leverage that control coming out from DogChamp with these timings met by Sand King Gómez. At the very least, you've got to refresh up on speed. So Double Doom is ready. Double BKB as well. You've got the Scotty pretty much finished up by DNM. So more stats for him to play with. Not going to melt as fast in the middle of these fights. The Terrorblade form for the Morphling is still pretty scary if he can get that off in the middle of these engagements. But it's getting a lot harder and harder to find these openings. Again, you still have some key timings for Sand King Gómez. Lund is just working onto the Hex. He's recovered pretty nicely in the Storm. Again, behind in that word, but at this point, he's still meeting some big item timings that will make a difference in these engagements. If this game drags on any longer, like that instant control onto DNM, who still doesn't have anything protective outside of the Manta, like the moment DNM's just held back like that, it just falls apart. Like, he's not able to do as much.
It's kind of the thing, like when they were in full control of the game, it felt like they just never pushed their advantage that hard. And, well, I mean, one bad team fight where they've overextended in the mid lane really cost them, at least for now. I realize people are still probably looking at this net worth advantage being like, what are you guys talking about? Like, DogChamp is still in the lead here, but even if the win probability says so, the way that SKG are playing this game right now, it does feel like a comeback is on its way. For this dire end of things, though, we'll see if DogChamp can kind of get it together. Red 2, this will be a huge pick-off if they could make the jump in, but he's got the Aegis for another 15 seconds. So it's not quite the target they want to jump on. SKG, the remainers 5. His pings are still coming out towards Red 2. He will lose his Aegis now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But it looks like they'll just go through the twin gates down back towards the bottom lane here for the side of DogChamp. And SKG, they never make the jump in. So it looks like they're still going to play a defensive game.
That's fair for them. I feel like they're just showing respect to what DogChamp can do and maybe a little bit more of a scattered out fight. Their pickoff game is still really strong on the side of DogChamp. So just wait it out, play it safe. Yeah, I mean, you've managed to take these defensive fights really well. You've managed to find these really good smokes out when you know where DogChamp is. And they'll go for the smoke play now.
I mean, they will. They headed to the wrong side of the map, though. The SKG maybe just going to take the die jungle back, but They're going to try and run through the mid lane. Hope somebody shows up for the creep wave. It's only the illusions of DNM, though. They could try to head up top for Moose, but he's also going through the twin gates, back down towards the bot lane. So this smoke is really just leading to nothing. They'll take an outpost back, but that seems to be the extent of what they get out of this smoke. Nothing else really happens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Then again, they did take their time in trying to get some aggression out a while ago. So DogChamp just get to play down bot and get control there. A little bit of a smoke out from DNM and from Red 2, just from the ninja gear. So not really looking to overcommit onto anything just yet. Just shoving the creep waves close to the high ground. We'll still probably need that Aegis for the actual siege. So we still have some waiting to do. We'll see in a minute how long that respawn is. But DNM's comfy enough with his stats to start hammering away. He is working onto that BKB. That's when the game gets a little bit complicated for Sand King Gómez in finding that same control they have found onto the morph. And that's probably just the big item that they're going to be waiting for now in DogChamp. Although the Hex is up on Lund. He can get a good angle out here.
Red's left. Red's left the building again. He heads down towards the top lane and does show himself in a creep wave. So SKG, I mean, they are... I think they were looking for a fight. They aren't going to find one, though. The Red looks like he just clears out the top wave and wants to rejoin his team. So just didn't want the tier 2 tower under siege. Maybe a bit too much farm that was just going to waste here for Red 2's liking. He's going to have his own sight device on the way as well in the Void Spirit, so that'll be a pretty big deal here for DogChamp. SKG, still 15k behind, but still doing a pretty good job of remaining in this game. I mean, we're almost 40 minutes in now. Like, it's not like their draft doesn't scale well into the late game. Like, you do have a Storm TB. These heroes do tend to do really well going late. So I think they're more than happy with this game dragging out as long as humanly possible.
Yeah. You're not under any pressure to play it any faster when you're behind like this. Like, you just keep playing high ground. You can keep shoving out these waves. The techies can make it a very arduous process to go on to that high ground. I mean, the chip damage has been done to that tier 3. So, you know, you are putting some work in on the side of DogChamp. But they're still not able to fully commit. Roshan in 2 minutes. That's going to be the big timing for both sides to meet to gain an advantage and start to line up for these plays. Let's see who does get control in the end. Should be spawning in the south side of the map. And now you have that full BKB we were talking about on DNMs. This is when DogChamp should be a lot more confident coming in. The spell immune tee up for the morph. Not going to be kited around that easily, not going to be held back, bursted down. This is when DNM should be confident. Let's see. But again, for the most part, I think this game has just taken a much more passive trajectory here, Mike. Just more than likely, Roshan is the flashpoint here, although another smoke out from Sand King.
Yeah, I mean, they smoke out, but it mostly feels like they're just looking for positions to farm in. They'll run through the dire triangle. They'll take the little watch... The watch thing away. The Watcher, I think is what they call it, as SKG. Yes. What a name.
The watch thing.
I mean, it's you know, it's what it does, Jonathan. It watches things. It's Yumbura. Smoke broken here on the Undying. Jump in from Red 2, though. He's found the Centaur. Ducho forced to pop the Stampede, but he's going to be fine now as Lund. He jumps right into the backside, finding the Lich, but now they've found the Centaur again with the Doom out. Speed jumping in. He'll refresh. There's another Doom right onto Leonidas. DogChamp looking much stronger this team fight as they are finding the key targets. It's DNM. He'll make the jump in on the TB. Leonidas is down. And Red 2, he's going to find another. A triple kill for the Void Spirit. So he finds literally every kill basically is SKG not able to fight back this time around. And I'll tell you, Red 2's now 16-0-2. He's having a fantastic game.
He is. He's set up for the team from the early game into the mid game and just pretty much done everything he needs to on the Void Spirit. Granted, again, he's played a little bit conservatively in a couple of these fights, retreating early would say. The Aegis, I think, was the big one. A bit of a disconnect with the rest of the team. But now they're ramping up now. Bots at Iraq's gone. They can swing for the mid. Red 2.
Jump in. The Storm being completely controlled up as Hoofstomp was there. Catching out at least speed. Last off as well from 9, but I'm actually very surprised they're choosing to back here, DogChamp. I suppose the TB is up very, very soon, so they aren't going to risk it. Thing was, the Metamorphosis is not available. So it's not really like the TB can actually try to fight back here. But it seems like they'll be happy with one lane of barracks.
Show respect. Roshan is up. That's probably just a safer objective play. Free Ags coming out here as well. So you can get maybe the double resonant pulse with silence for Red 2. I would honestly prefer if they just gave that to Speed. Not like Speed could just buy his own Ags, but they'll take that AoE Doom for sure with a refresh. Still, it should just go to Red 2. Although they are sneaking up here, but
now jumping in. There's a zip out. Roshan, he does actually take it away. The Aegis. It's going to be on Lund. Perfect timing from the Storm. The cheese has been left on the deck. It's just sitting there. Nobody's picking it up. 1 for 1 so far as 9 and Bloody 9 both going down, but Lund, he might just lose the Aegis and will. Ducho, he'll be the one to take the cheese, by the way. Gets into the Roshan pit and gets it done as now he jumps in on to DNM, but he's willing to fight back. Meanwhile, Red jumping on Leonidas. The TB is down. The TB is down as the Storm also getting caught out. Ducho and Yambura both left to try and fight this one out, but they can't. Red 2 is just picking them apart. Yambura the only one left, and they're going to find him at the tree line. A triple kill for Red 2. 20 kills now on the Void Spirit, still unkilled. And that might just be it. There might just be game. There is no T2 towers protecting the T3s. They could probably go straight for the Megas.
Yeah, they're going to gun for it. Speed just runs on up. It looked so good for Sand King Gómez to start off. They get that really great zip. They steal away every resource Roshan has to offer. The Ags blessing the cheese, the Aegis, but they couldn't coordinate onto it.
Nine's getting some mines down, trying to be annoying. Meanwhile, Red 2 couldn't even believe he just saw a techies. Will find his 21st kill of the game. They'll at least go for one more lane of barracks. We'll see if they want to stick around for the second. It's a bit more annoying to do so without the Aegis up, but you are the significantly stronger team at the moment, even when your HP pools are this low. Red 2, they're going to be very wary of those mines because they are doing a lot of damage. He'll go for a TP back towards the fountain. And DogChamp, once again, are going to play it relatively safe. They are not going to overextend too much. They'll just wait for their next opportunity to take a good team fight and go for a high ground attempt again. And I think that'll probably come pretty soon, judging by how everything's gone.
Shouldn't take them too long to get that confidence to go onto the high ground. Full Satanic up now for DNM. So he's not too worried about trading hits with a Terrorblade. With a Scotty, you can just out-heal the healing reduction there anyway. We will get a smoke out here, so we also get a pause. Rather awkward timing coming out here for Red 2.
Yeah, it's a little bit
headset
awkward.
Issues.
Okay. I'm sure it'll get resolved rather quickly. Yeah, SKG. I'm not sure if they're going to be quite prepared for this smoke attempt. Like, it's coming right after they've respawned, so it's pretty rough to try and be able to fight back with the surprise reveal here of DogChamp, but we'll see what they can get done. Keep in mind, you have double Doom available in 18 seconds. They only have one Doom available right now, though. The Refresher Orb, still about 15 away. But it looks like Speed's going to have it up in time for the next fight. As Ducho TP to the outpost, so he's going to go towards the top lane. He will reveal himself. DogChamp do kind of reveal they're around the area smoked up as they do go for the creep wave top lane. Maybe trying to sneak through the mid lane because there is no T3 tower or rack sitting there to reveal. Line's being drawn out through the bottom lane now, so DogChamp want to try and sneak out through the bottom lane. As a Tormentor does get done here by SKG. Red 2, oh, very, very close. to be able to pick them off, but not quite. A little bit late to the party. Question is, do DogChamp want to keep trying to go through the bottom lane? I mean, they're all very healthy. They've got all their spells up. It might be around that time to try and go. But it seems like the only spell they're missing is Morph right now, so they're going to wait a little bit longer. 9 more seconds for Morph to be back up.
Speed just kind of shoving in top. Last lane that they kind of need to clear out. So they'll have an angle up top as well. Every lane shoving in favor of DogChamp. Speed also has the goal to just buy out his Ag's Blessing. He's holding on for the buyback just in case. Wants to play a little bit cautiously, but the options are there for DogChamp now. 29k lead, bouncing back after a bit of a back and forth from Sand King Gómez.
Leonidas, he's the big target. They'll break the Lincolns immediately and the Doom's out. They've caught the TB. Still London's trying to fight back. Big blast off out from 9, but it's not making any difference. It is just buying time for Leonidas to try and run, but Speed's in. Speed could not give a crap. The Infernal Blade's going to do so much damage. That's going to be it. I mean, you've got to call it. Though SKG, to be fair, they are the one team that you never see call the GG. They always want to play it out to the end, which is absolutely fair enough. But they are lacking their Terrorblade right now, so DogChamp should have a very easy road to just taking the top racks. SKG hanging around, they're posturing, but it's rather defensive. And DNM, it doesn't seem like he wants to back off until he sees a TB buyback, which doesn't exist right now. He is not leaving.
He's just gonna keep shoving in. Like, it's gonna be hard to find an angle back in for a Sand King Gómez. No Doom, but what do you really do here without the Terrorblade damage?
We'll jump in, Lund. He's going to try Speed in with the double hoop stop though. And now the Vortex. It was the Morphin that gets it done. Oh, DNM morphing into the storm with the Ags up. A big Vortex as Lund does go down. They even found Yambura. He will at least walk away with the Glimmer Cape. But now the Ancient is under siege. They are going to try one last time. It won't make the difference though. DNM just focusing the Ancient. GG eventually is called here by Lund. As DogChamp